Subscribe to the Hit That Line Podcast Network, brought to you by Breeden RV Center. Breeden RV Center, family owned and operated, a no-pressure, laid-back atmosphere, and always home of the free maintenance for life.
This is the Fish City Grill Ruskin and Zach podcast. Headed into a game where we all know exactly how it's going to go down. So that's something that we can get into today, I suppose. I don't know. A week we've all been sleepwalking. Let's see if the team is going to sleepwalk tomorrow, or maybe they're going to be ready to go and thoroughly dispatch of Georgia Southern so we can all proceed to go back to our tailgates at halftime.
Give me the hogs, Chuck.
There you go. I don't know. I find tomorrow not very compelling unless they sleepwalk. And then all of a sudden, it's compelling. But I generally don't think it's going to be compelling or interesting, and I think Arkansas will win by... Now, if a lot of you think it's... you like your sports this way, not compelling or interesting, just a safe, a gentle glide onto a very comfortable cover and win, and all is right in the world. And some people love it that way, and that's fine. I find very little interesting about tomorrow's proceedings with Arkansas and Georgia Southern. And I know I shouldn't be that blunt and honest, but there you go. That's what you get.
Before we start the proceedings today, Tommy, I know you're listening. The hole in the ceiling in the break room, DQ did that. Okay? All right, go on.
It's like the size of a nickel. It's not like there's
no. It's like
big opening there.
It's like the size of a fist.
And it's a tile that's got an old speaker in it that doesn't work anyway, so it probably should be replaced.
And I didn't even break it. I didn't even break it.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, you were in there swinging away at Hornets yesterday, and now there's a hole in it.
We told you not to jab the broom up at the ceiling tile, but you don't listen to us.
Put 2 and 2 together, folks.
All right, better now.
That's right. So you can text us or call us. You can give me a score prediction, but I know what you're going to say, so that's fine, I guess, if it makes you feel better. This is all about you today. How do you want this to go down, okay? 866-285-4005. How do you want this to go down today? Because you send me your score prediction, but I know what you're going to say, so it's not really...
Yeah.
I don't like the... last week was interesting, not just because it's Arkansas, Texas. Last week was interesting because I didn't know if they could do it. And they did it. And they did it in resounding fashion. Game 1 is interesting because it's game 1 and crazy stuff happens in game 1. Especially since you hit less and less during training camp than you have in years past. And the first half was weird in game 1, but then everything settled in. And I just think the days of just coming out and just being terrible against a terrible opponent, I don't think that's in the cards anymore around here. So I'm very confident.
This is kind of the first time they've been in a situation where you've had a big win coming off a really massive win, a national win where everybody kind of had eyeballs on you. You had to deal with a lot of success. I see these guys all over SEC Network and ESPN, and how are you going to deal with the success? And it's the first time that Sam Pittman's had to bring his team back down to earth after a big win, and we'll find out how they play. It's
okay. Now you've made it interesting to me. Now I'm compelled to watch because it is the first. You're right. This has never happened before in this administration.
As much as Sam, every button that he has pushed to this point has been right. This is not something that he's had to do before, where you're down dealing with everybody patting you on the back and telling you how great you are and how you should be doing X, Y, Z. How do you deal with it? What was practice on Monday like? I mean, he came in front of the media on Monday and Tuesday, wasn't very happy. Now, that could be coach speak. That could be him trying to send a message to his players. Apparently he was very happy on Wednesday. This is the Lou Holtz formula, which is on Monday you had no chance of winning. By Friday, there was no chance you were going to lose. So we'll find out. And, and again, can they get themselves up? I don't think you can ever reach that point again with an opponent like Georgia Southern like you had last week.
No, but you don't need that level to beat these guys. You need to execute and play clean and not. You can't give them the ball, 4 times. But you don't. If Arkansas just comes out and just hat on hat, they'll roll these guys over. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. They're the better team.
The more jacked up team is going to be Georgia Southern. I can guarantee you that. There's just no way you can match that intensity. You can try and fake it, but there's just no way you're going to be whipped into that kind of frenzy again. And what you need to do is you need to make sure that by the middle of the first quarter, Georgia Southern understands that they don't have a chance, because you don't want them hanging around.
No, that's
at
right.
all.
That's right. That's right. Make it where the thing they're waiting for most is their little box lunch as they get on the bus to go to the airport after the game.
I have a saying about high school football games. Make this a Happy Meal game. You're in town long enough to grab your Happy Meal and go home. That's what you want. Is you want this thing. I mean, if there was a turbo clock, you want it in the middle of the first quarter. Yeah. Just establish the line of scrimmage and go. Doomsday scenario is they go in sleepwalking, and in the middle of the first quarter, you can sense frustration. It's quiet in there. They're picking up first downs. That's the doomsday scenario. You have to prevent that.
Yeah. They also have you have to protect the interest of the Texas A&M game. And if you lose, then that's gone. But if you win, then the stage is set for a showdown next Saturday at Jerry World.
Yes.
With a whole hell of a lot at stake. Yep. So, but you can't do that until you do this. So I guess there is some intrigue there to set the stage, but I feel like this is going to be over early. You'll be able to flip over to Alabama and Florida early enough with this game.
The intrigue is, how do they respond? It's not, are they the better team? Because I think we all understand that they are. The intrigue is, can they get themselves up and this is a TCB game. Take care of business. That's it. Just to get in, get out, get a win.
That's right. Okay. What are they, 3 o'clock tomorrow? Is that the deal?
3 o'clock tomorrow on the SEC, on SEC 1.
Wow. Okay.
On SEC Plus, they charge you $7.99 for it.
That's right. Yes. On SEC 1 tomorrow.
Too soon?
Yeah, come on. Come on. Go easy on them.
All right.
They're paying for everything over there at ESPN. Right. So we're getting a lot of texts on this game, which is interesting. So I'm glad that maybe a lot of people will show up tomorrow and poo-poo your theory that there'll be 45,000 people there.
It's one of our poll questions as well. I think it'll be 48 to 50, 48 to 53, somewhere in there. Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, you are what you are until you're not that anymore, and this has become a big event football crowd.
Well, it's not just a big event football crowd. Look, nobody wants to watch these games. Georgia Southern's, Rice, UAPB. Nobody wants to watch this stuff. What you want is what happened last week. Win or lose, you want that event. You don't want this.
Yeah.
This is a sentence.
It's amazing that because at a normal school, you could do that 4, 5, maybe even 6 times, depending on the schedule. Here, that may happen one more time in that stadium, maybe twice, depending on how good Mississippi State is. Like the Auburn game, it might be like that, and isn't that bizarre? That you're going to get that maybe one other time out of because that's the nature. Like if you were the real, imagine this. Oh, think about this dream scenario. Because this year you are the home team in the Southwest Classic. Mm-hmm. What if A&M came in there next Saturday? It'd be the same thing all over again, wouldn't it? Same thing again. It would be butt to elbow, 75,000 people screaming their lungs out, and it would be crazy. But no, you got to have this idiotic Southwest Classic deal, and now that atmosphere is going to be highly neutered because it's going to be at AT&T Stadium with half crowd. I don't know if
it'll be highly neutered. You'll have...
it won't be like it won't be 75,000 Razorback fans. It'll be maybe half that.
But the A&M people will make up for it. It'll be a good atmosphere inside that thing.
But home and home's the best.
I mean, on-campus games are certainly better. Right? I mean, the atmosphere will be better than it is this weekend.
Can you imagine Arkansas ending a streak? Now, this wouldn't be this year because, again, Arkansas is the home team, but could you imagine Arkansas ending the streak at Kyle Field, making 102,000 people be quiet? How satisfying would that be?
Derek, it's not 102, it was 31.
Oh, all right. Well, now it's
131,000.
Yeah. COVID's over in College Station, so they'd have a full boat.
Greg brings up a good point. They canceled Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, but hey, storm the field. Have a good time.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about that. because I'm not I think you've heard in the past, I'm not a big Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue fan.
I'm not either.
As a Northwest Arkansas resident for almost 20 years. Good riddance. All right, we'll be right back with more on Ruskin and Zach.
Check out this month's specials at Fish City Grill. Cedar plank salmon, candied pecans, buttermilk mashed potatoes, garlic roasted Brussels sprouts and carrots for only $20.99. Or try the grouper tacos, charred pico de gallo, fresh spinach, avocado crema, and cilantro bourbon corn, only $13.99. And don't forget about oyster nacho Wednesday, $6.99 all day long on Wednesdays, only at Fish City Grill.
It's that time of year again, and all eyes are now turning to football as teams are back on the gridiron to start the football season. As always, BetOnline is your number one spot for all the pro and college football action this season. Get all the updated odds, props, and contests, including online's biggest $500,000 NFL mega contest. The world's largest $2 NFL survivor, open now at BetOnline. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today to receive your 100% welcome bonus. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet all of your favorite sports. BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts.
Time for our weekly visit with Darby Bybee, Chief Meteorologist 4029. Get ready weather. Darby, hello again. How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you guys?
We're doing
good.
Good.
We're hanging in there. How'd weather forecasting go this week? Oh, no, you're off this week.
That's right.
So what does a weatherman do on his week off?
Well, I mean, usually I'd be going somewhere doing something, but my wife's out of town for a conference. I've been watching, her son. I take him to daycare, that kind of thing. And while he's at daycare, I've been just trying to take care of a bunch of chores, that kind of thing.
Wait a minute.
Nothing particularly.
Hold on. Back up. You're alone with a child? Unsupervised?
Yeah.
And the dogs.
It probably should be illegal, but I'm making my way. I'm so far so good.
Scale of 1 to 10.
Alive.
Scale of 1 to 10. 10 being an absolute
He's
disaster. 10 being an utter disaster. 1 being you're the new Mr. Mom. Where would you put yourself?
I'd say close to Mrs. Doubtfire. It'd be a little bit closer to something like that.
I'll remind you that Mrs. Doubtfire was a man dressed as a woman.
That's right.
Yeah, my fantasy. I mean that's what I want to be.
Borderline erotic.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I feel like we've gotten everything we need
That's
here.
right.
Let's just move on. Okay.
Oh, I must be sweaty. I must look like a Yeti in this. Let me go get Darby.
All right. Well,
but not everyone's going to get that reference. You have to have seen the movie, which I have to assume only a percentage of the audience even has.
If
not many of us are still alive.
I mean, there has to be at least 200 million people in this country who've seen Mrs. Doubtfire in their life, right? You've seen it, right? I mean, we've all seen it.
Look, when this goes up on hitthatline.com later, the headline is going to be "Weatherman wants to cross-dress." That's what's going to be taken out of this.
That's the pull quote. There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Get the clicks.
Hey, we don't judge.
No judgment.
Hey,
but I'm going to tell you, it's going to make the 5, 6, and 10 really hard to watch next week.
Well, it just sort of depends on what I wear. If I get a little bit crazy, and we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Look, do you remember when Willard Scott dressed up as Carmen Miranda on the Today Show like 30-something years ago?
Well, that picture was shared because he passed on recently, and I saw that picture recently. I don't remember seeing it when it happened.
No,
but yeah, I saw the picture.
Look, when I watch the 5, 6, and 10 next week, if Paige is in a suit and you're in a dress, quit.
Hey,
I'm out. I'm out. It's not what I'm there for.
But who cares if I get the weather right? I mean,
I don't think anybody's going
he
to
does
pick up
have
on
one
that.
job to do.
Yeah,
That's right. That's
right.
all there is. It's true.
I'm pretty sure I get in a little trouble for that. I don't know. But again, we don't judge.
There's a dress code, though, isn't there? Like you can't, you can't wear a T-shirt and jeans up there. You got to wear a suit, right?
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. But if I am in dress attire, does it matter if I'm in a dress or in a suit?
Now, I ran into Darby last Friday
prior to the Springdale game last week.
Right.
And you know, Darby's taller in person than you think.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, you're and I think that when I saw you, Zach, the first thing I thought was this guy would look good in a dress and heels. You know?
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'd be a good-looking woman.
You would be really good looking. I mean, just something to look into. You're a single man now, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
it could work out.
How are all those weather questions you got,
Yeah.
Zach? Are you ready to go
you know
over
what?
there?
I've got a few more questions I'm gonna write down here.
This seems like a great time to remind everyone that you're in the middle of your drive home powered by Mr. Sparky on Ruskin and Zach. Okay, so this is to move to the football and the weather, Darby. You have the research. This might be the warmest month of Razorback football that there is, because, I mean, it's going to be hot again tomorrow.
It's going to – but here's the good news. Number one, it's not going to be quite as hot as it was the last two weekends. The first weekend was the hottest. That makes sense. It was earlier on in the season. Second weekend was hot, but not quite as hot, more humid. This weekend is going to be a little more humid, not as bad as it is in central Arkansas. Thank goodness this game's not in Little Rock, the one this week, because it is now it's a little bit cooler in central Arkansas. I got some cloud cover, that kind of thing. But in Fayetteville tomorrow, we're going to have a mix of sun and clouds. If we can get a little bit more cloud cover, it'll help, but it will be more humid than last weekend. We're looking at temperatures more than likely in the mid-80s. Mix of clouds and sun, very small chance of a shower or storm. Game gets started at 3. Tailgating, you're probably going to be low to mid-80s. It'll be warm, but again, not quite as warm as it has been. I'm sure there won't be as many people there as last week. I think we all agree that's going to be an almost certain. So we'll see how that plays out. But either way, not quite as hot, but more humid. If you're coming up from central Arkansas, less humid than there, but probably a little hotter too, because there's a little more sunshine in northwest Arkansas on Saturday than will be in central Arkansas. The remnants of that tropical system have kind of been throwing moisture in the direction of central and east Arkansas, especially in the form of clouds, a few spotty showers. It's been a little cooler there, but it's been more humid. Humidity not as bad in northwest Arkansas on Saturday, but it's still summer. Still summer. No
now,
question.
you tweeted out yesterday that the first snowfall happened up around the Arctic Circle. Is that normal, abnormal, early, late?
Oh, yeah, that's standard. If anything, it's late, but it's definitely standard for what was formerly known as Barrow, now known as, it starts with a U, and it's a native language, so I don't want to butcher it. I'm not going to try, but it's basically the northernmost coast of the United States, up there in the very top coast of Alaska. It's an area that, at least at sea level, will usually see some of the first snow, but oftentimes it ends up being more interior, because even on the coast way up there, it tends to be a little warmer than it is in the interior, especially the higher elevations. But it's not the first place we've seen snow in North America. We've seen it above 4,000 feet in Alaska, up there at Denali, very beginning of September. And we actually just recently saw it yesterday or 2 days ago at Whistler Mountain, which is in southwest Canada, a very famous ski resort there north of Vancouver.
Now, Darby, does your in terms of being out in the elements, is your limit severe weather, or would you like to one day visit like the poles or the northern coast of Alaska or something like that?
I can't even. I have wanted to visit Antarctica since I knew that it existed. That would be amazing. That would be Greenland would be a very close second. It's easier to get to Greenland than Antarctica. Not that it's easy to get to either, but it's definitely much easier to get to Greenland. To go to Antarctica, there are cruises that can take you down there, but I don't want to. Going on a cruise would be cool, but to be somewhere in the interior of Antarctica where temperatures do sometimes reach that -80, -90, the world record coldest numbers, I think it's -100 plus or below, I guess. level of cold that you can't experience anywhere else in the world, and that's not the reason I want to go for the cold. It would be just an incredible experience. So yes, I would love to go to Antarctica. Greenland would be cool. You know, it's I don't want to say it's impossible to get to the North Pole. You can get there, but you have to do it in the dead of winter when everything's completely frozen up, and it would be incredibly dangerous. I don't know how many times that trip's been done. Maybe a couple. If it's been done, that would be incredibly dangerous.
But now, if this were the Oprah show, this is when we would give you away a trip to Antarctica, but we don't have the budget. So sorry.
So you say Mrs. Darby Bybee is away this week. Can we get a proof of life, please? Because nobody wants to go where it's 89 below zero.
How do you hold up a newspaper now?
Well, look, I mean, you're outside. I mean, you're inside most of the time. Look, you can't go to Antarctica this time of year. You know, you can't really go to Antarctica until their summer, which is our winter. You know, once you're down there, if you get down there by, I don't know, March something, you're there until the following, I don't know, October or November at least. You know, there's only a few months, maybe 1 month, I'm not sure what it is, in which you can really get to Antarctica, at least the interior, during their summer. So, once you're down there, if you want to spend some time down there, you're down there for at least a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey,
but anybody can go. You know, I've got friends who are hairdressers who have wanted to, who have applied year after year after year to go down there, and none of them have ever gotten chosen. But if you do any job, they probably need it done in Antarctica. And so you can apply. You're probably not going to get chosen, but you can apply, and anybody can apply for one of those jobs down there. But they really try to choose people who basically don't have a life.
Have nothing to live for. Right.
Yeah. Well,
so what you're saying is they need an afternoon sports show.
Right.
Right.
And honestly, they might actually have a position like that available. I don't know. You'd be surprised the number of positions that are all, they need all kinds of work, so, and people from all over the world travel there, and, most of them go just because they want to experience it.
Zach, you could clean up on remote money down there.
I
you're the only guy.
That's right.
I would love to read. That would be amazing. But that'll never happen. I do have a life.
For now. Trust me, 2 times. You got one for now. Darby, I was watching the Dodgers game the other night, and I don't know if they were just trying, if we had play-by-play guys over their skis talking about maritime air making the ball harder to hit out of Dodger Stadium at night. I'd never heard of this. They were saying it's easier to hit the ball out during the day because the maritime air rolls in at night, makes the air heavier. Is that true?
Well, there is certainly an element of truth to that. Look, a maritime atmosphere this time of year, when it's really hot, that's cooler air. And so if you've got cooler air rushing in, the air is not going to, or the ball's not going to carry as far. It's just not. The ball carries the farthest and the hottest, thinnest air. So basically, if you're playing at an elevation like Rockies, the Rockies play in Denver, if it's a really hot day out there, the ball can really carry. But a stadium like in Boston, or maybe where the Twins play. I don't, and they play out. Are there any enclosed baseball stadiums in the MLB? I'm not aware of.
Yeah, Tampa Bay.
But Tampa Bay's totally enclosed,
and it's sea level.
Houston and the Texas Rangers have the roof they can open and close.
Roofs,
yeah, so is Seattle, but and Toronto has the open and closed roof. They were the first one. So
well, the bottom line is the ball is going to carry more in a hotter air mass. And then if you have a little bit of a headwind, not too much, but just the right amount of headwind, it'll carry farther too, assuming you don't just pop it straight up. Anyway, so yeah, that warmer air mass can help carry it home.
We don't have time to get into this.
Air mass,
We don't have time to get into this, but again, I ask, why do we play the most important baseball games of the year when it's 45 degrees outside? Makes no sense.
Yeah,
Makes no sense, but whatever.
Well, not in college baseball, though.
Well, in college baseball, yeah, but I mean, in Major League Baseball, it's 40 degrees well, New York's a bad example. Maybe Boston this year, where the playoffs will be.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that's true, but I mean, I guess it just makes it harder. And if you're one of the best teams, in the league, then it shouldn't matter too much.
It's true.
That's true. You have a favorite weather model? Like late at night, Mrs. Bybee's asleep, you sneak off to go check your favorite weather model?
Well, all of the models are my favorite weather models. Obviously, that's a running joke in meteorology. All I do all day long is look at models, and while that is true, there are different types of models than what most people listening right now probably watch or look at. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I mean But a favorite. Look, the bottom line with these forecast models, these are. I mean, the amount of math and the amount of computing power necessary to really run these models the way we need to run them, we're still not there. But even where we're at right now, these are some of the most complicated, most impressive models, and these are run by computers that are incredibly large, take up massive amounts of data, space, energy, money. I mean, we're talking about incredible computers here that are running are basically running a model four times a day, depending on the model. But it's taking in data from all over the world, and it's all of them are very complicated, and they're all good in their own respects. The best ones that we like to use, and I like to use, that most neurals are what we call the GFS, the European. There are long-range models, but there are a lot of different options when it comes to trying to look at the weather from the perspective of a forecast model, and it's. I try to look at as many as I can.
Me too.
Because if you do that, you might. Yeah, I know. It takes time.
So how close or far away are we to getting? Because what I observe is about 48 hours is pretty accurate. How close are we to getting models that are reliable, like 4 days, 5 days out?
It depends on the pattern. Some patterns lend themselves to all the models actually getting it pretty much right 4, 5, 6 days out. For example, the situation in which we're at right now, in which we've got a clear wave, we call it a wave, that's about to collide in the Pacific Northwest. We're seeing consistency from one model run to the next. And so since really 2 or 3 days ago, we've seen a lot of consistency with all of our models, our long-range models, that this wave will bring us cooler air by Tuesday, as it appears now. So this front coming in Monday night into Tuesday morning could bring us some rain. We'll see, maybe even a stronger storm, but behind it, that cooler air cells it. Now, do any of these models know exactly what the temperature is going to be like Tuesday afternoon or Wednesday morning, whatever? No, but we have enough information at this point to say with a high degree of confidence, and we're, 4 or 5 days out now, the next Tuesday and Wednesday will be much cooler. They're going to be less humid. We're looking at highs in the 70s and low 80s. We're looking at lows in the 40s and 50s. Now, that's some pumpkin spice sexy right there. That's what we've all been waiting for. And so I can say with a high degree of confidence that we'll have that cooler air arriving Tuesday and Wednesday. But there's sometimes we get to these patterns where confidence is near zero 4 or 5 days out. Especially when we start getting into the latter part of the fall, the winter, and spring, the atmosphere gets real chaotic. Starts getting real chaotic because you have more energy to work with as you go later into the season. I'm talking about dynamic, not thermodynamic. And what I mean by that is wind energy as opposed to just heat energy. You've got all this heat energy in the summer, and that's, don't be wrong, there's a certain amount of chaos with that. But when you factor in the wind energy with the thermodynamic energy that we start to see more often in the fall, winter, and spring, and early summer, it gets real chaotic, and beyond 3 or 4 days, confidence can be incredibly low.
The only thing anybody's going to remember from this is pumpkin spice sexy.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can't wait.
Get your 4029 pumpkin spice sexy gear right now at 4029tv.com.
Hey, that's trademarked, all right, or copywritten or something. That's mine, all right?
Okay.
So anybody else?
Well, when we put it on a T-shirt, we'll sue each other for it.
Hey,
There you go.
I'll take. You know,
All right.
It's funny when Zach and I were talking there at the game in Springdale last Friday. Someone came up and he said hi, and he said to us, you know why I love you, Darby? You raised the IQ of that show. And I don't know, maybe sometimes, but then I say stuff like pumpkin spice sexy, and I'm not so sure. So
We bring you back to us.
That's right. That's
there
right.
you go. That's
All right.
one.
Darby, thank you. We appreciate it as always.
And I appreciate it. You guys have a good weekend. I'll talk to you soon.
You can now get in your Give Me the Hogs Chucks if you would like at
I wasn't ready for that. Hang on.
285-4005. What do you have to do?
I'm trying.
We're taking calls.
I know. I'm going to try and record it while we're going.
Oh, God, that's a terrible idea.
No. I can do it over here. I just wasn't ready.
All right. Well, I don't think we're going to get very many today because it's not an exciting game. So I don't think you have a lot to worry about over there. But that's just
I
me.
don't have a lot to worry about, period.
That's very true. You are...
I would like to select the Razorbacks, Charles.
Okay. There it is.
Now, do we go Give Me the Hogs, Craig?
Yeah, because that station kept calling him Craig. Nah, let's keep
You want to
it.
stick it with Chuck?
No, let's
Okay.
keep it Chuck. Yeah. Yeah, we like him, so we want him to
Game
be
time's
happy.
3 o'clock tomorrow, SEC
right.
Network.
That's right.
10 o'clock a.m.
They're
Who's
gonna
doing-
beat the stuffing out of this
Who's
team.
doing? Well, there's only 5 of us, and I'm not doing it, so I'm assuming Ty and Tommy are doing
I believe
pregame,
so.
and
I
then
don't
you
know.
guys have postgame. Okay,
I think so. Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Yeah. We need to get DQ involved on some of this stuff.
She is. She's going to be running the show.
No, I mean like hosting.
Oh yeah, DQ and you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
all about that.
Yeah. This would be a perfect time to try it
Titus
out.
in Witcherville says, "Are you asking for people to call in and do it?" Yes.
Yeah, because and every week someone texts in and
Here's
does
one
it,
right
and
now.
it does.
Text out of the 479. It doesn't work.
That's right.
Guys, this is an audio medium, okay? What I need you to do is I need you to pick up your phone and call. The thing that you're texting us on, just place the call.
That's right. Use that as a phone and not a text
right.
device.
Texting doesn't do anything.
right.
It does not help.
We want to hear your beautiful voices out there.
I mean,
You've been hearing our beautiful voices for 5 days, and we're tired. And now it's your turn.
We took one segment off. We want to take a second.
Right.
Give me the Hogs, Chuck.
There you go. All right. So here we go. And we're going to do Give Me the Hogs, Chuck, here. All right.
All right.
Ready?
Sure.
Ready?
Ready.
Here we go. Patricia
Ready.
is in Japton. Patricia, go ahead.
Yes, and I'm keeping it clean today, boys.
Thank God.
Baby, give me those Hogs, Chuck.
Okay, there's Patricia.
Kind of Britney Spears.
No. I'm following Britney Spears on the gram now.
Of course you are.
Oh, it's exciting. Yeah. She just basically is very proud of how her butt looks and just shows it all the time. That's basically all it is.
There's no downside to that.
No, I mean, hey, fine with me. And then she took a bunch of photos, and then to prove the photos weren't doctored, she took a video of her backside. And this is unedited. Here you go.
I don't have an Instagram account.
You might want to get in on that deal.
I'm strongly considering it now.
I want to get in on that deal. All right, Pete is here now. Hi, Pete.
Yeah, I've got my friend here, Robo Hog. He wants to do a Give Me the Hogs, Chuck,
Let's
for you,
have
so
it.
I'll put him on.
Okay.
Give me the Hogs, Chuck.
That's utterly terrifying.
That's great.
Absolutely terrifying.
That's good.
Piggy Smalls.
Robo voice.
Yeah, Piggy Smalls making fun of you guys that we have to explain to you the difference between calling and texting.
Well, what can we say? We're 49th in education. What can you say? Oh, and by the way, speaking of that,
Yeah.
a Ruskadin's follow-up to a story we first brought you yesterday about people stealing things from school and putting it on TikTok.
Yeah. Now, what's that called?
It's
DQ?
It's called The Lick.
The Lick.
Okay.
That's right.
And DQ, would you like to update us?
Yeah.
Yeah, so my sister texted me because we talked about yesterday how Elkins had not been hit with The Lick. Well, they have now been hit with The Lick. And
What did they steal?
well, it is confirmed that there were some soap dispensers destroyed, and my sister said that she saw a sign from the parking lot sitting in the back of someone's car.
Okay.
But all livestock is okay.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
the ag building goes untouched.
Of course it did.
I just don't
Is there any
understand.
other building on the Elkins campus other than the ag building?
What?
Is there any other building on the Elkins
Oh, no, it's
campus?
pretty much
It's just
the ag
one
building.
big ag
Yeah.
building. Okay.
And again, in these times that we're in the middle of a global pandemic, I don't know how destroying the soap dispensers is helping anybody.
It isn't.
You know what I mean? It's just. I understand if you want to take the stall walls. That's kind of interesting.
that's kind of
but
fun.
the soap dispensers are kind of crucial right about now. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we're just maybe we got some research that washing your hands isn't that good for you. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Jason is on the phone here in Fayetteville. Jason.
Hey, calling in for the hog, Chuck.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Give me the Hawkeyes, Chuck. Woo!
Listen to this man. Our Iowa fan has infiltrated the bit now.
He is very, very proud of his Hawkeyes.
He really is.
And Jason, and I understand, it's September. And if you look traditionally, you guys get housed in October and November and then January. Get it in while you can.
Okay.
All right.
There you have it.
What else you got?
The Hawkeyes. Oh, boy. And he's one that when we talk, he'll call back again to talk again. It's like, no. You get one a day. That's all. It's like prison. You get one phone call, all right? I mean, we're in prison, so you're going to join us. You get one phone call.
Give me the hog, Chuck.
There you go.
Still my favorite.
So I wonder if this has happened at any of the other at the big schools in.
Give me the
Northwest
Hogs,
Arkansas.
Chuck?
No. The Lick,
The Lick.
where they're stealing stuff.
Well,
Well,
we know
someone-
it happened at Northside.
We do know that.
Yeah,
yes.
someone texted earlier and said that it happened at Farmington.
Farming. Yeah, that's right. I did see that. I didn't understand what that was about,
Yeah,
and now it makes sense.
The text was not in English.
That's right. Yeah,
It was in some sort of broken gibberish that I didn't understand.
Yeah. So Farmington's been hit.
Yeah.
So that means that
Patrick in Bentonville would like us to block the Iowa fan. Now we're not going to block him yet.
no, we just need to do a better job. Like when Pee Wee called. Pee Wee called the other day. We didn't put it on the air because he's generally a terrible phone caller.
Who that is.
I don't know.
Okay.
But you were like,
No, he's the death chart guy.
yeah, and he was going to do that joke again. I'm like, it's not funny. Come on.
Okay.
So
Was he?
I don't know what he was going to do, but
Ooh.
I'm not. No.
Ooh, y'all shots fired.
What?
Here's a text of the 479 Farmington with a question mark. I thought you said big schools.
Okay, well, the Elkins, Farmington is a big school.
Looky here.
Ooh, careful.
Man.
Careful.
Yeah. Man, everybody's on edge now. Good grief.
American Hot Springs, y'all complaining about people texting you, but you do call us a bunch of idiots. All right. Arts Academy got licked. Okay, I'm in. I want to know what did the art nerds do?
Soap dispensers and toilets.
No.
I don't know.
Come on, they've got to do something more highbrow than this.
I don't know.
Like rewire the rooms so that when you turn the lights on, somebody else's lights go on. Hack into the computer system.
Well,
or
that's
something
the Votech. That's what they did.
No, all right.
The Tulsa Welding School. I don't know. Whoever it is.
All right.
To Fry. That's what I'm thinking of.
So do you say like I this is probably gonna get me in trouble. Do you say Elkins got licked?
Well, so what it is
What is the verb?
So it's Elkins got the devious lick. That's what.
The
that's like the
devious
whole.
lick.
That's the whole thing.
I feel therapy words that this is not something we should say again.
Yeah. The Arts Academy soap dispenser and the ADA bars by the toilet, the handicap stall. You know the rails there. They took those.
They took the rails?
Yeah, they took the rails.
What is wrong with you people?
We got a lot of problems, man.
Guys, you can't do that.
We got a lot of problems, man.
Why on earth would you take the rails? I don't understand.
That's right.
Y'all are going to hell. Yes, somebody asked if they're licking toilets. Technically, yes.
Probably so.
Somebody stole a toilet, a urinal.
Yes. This is the group that ate detergent at one point. So, yeah, probably licking the toilet is also on the table here. These kids are a bunch of idiots. Yes.
Oh, apparently a letter went out to the Farmington parents.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, okay. All right. Look, it's in a school thing, so we can actually read it. It says, Dear Farmington, this happened in a junior high.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's young kids,
Okay.
like young high schoolers.
So I want to share with you some issues that we're dealing with here in our school community. I want to visit about the TikTok trend involving vandalism and theft at school. This trend is called Devious Lick or Diabolical Lick. Teenagers are stealing items like soap dispensers, projector remotes, signs, science lab equipment, and boxes of disposable masks.
They stole a Bunsen burner?
And, bragging about it on social media. Our school has seen an increase in vandalism over the past. Kids, knock it off. What is wrong with you?
Well, let's examine this, okay? All the adults are currently saying, you can't tell me what to do. I'm going to do whatever I want. And now the children are reflecting the adults. You can't tell me what to do. I'm gonna lick a toilet or steal a remote if I want to.
Just look.
We have led to this. We have birthed this because the adults have acted like morons for so long now.
You and I grew up in different generations, and you obviously have grown up in different generations. If I did this, and I came home one day with a locker stuffed under my shirt, and I went, Dad, look what I did. You know what my father would do to me?
Beat the crap out of you.
Yes, he would, and he wouldn't stop.
With a rusty extension cord.
He would not stop until he was winded.
That's right.
It would just keep going.
Right.
That and he wouldn't. And I would have had to have taken the locker back, reinstalled it, and stood up in front of everyone and said, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yep. That's right.
Huh.
So the adults have been behaving badly, and now the young people are a reflection of this. Happens all the time. You know, if the NFL has guys like standing over people and flexing and acting crazy, then it's going to trickle down to the high school. It's the same deal. Only this is different. You can't tell me to follow your rules. I make my own rules. By the way, give me that toilet. I'm taking that too. That's just it makes sense in my head why this is happening. It makes total sense. So I mean, it's not right, but I understand why it's happening. The psychosis of it all makes sense to me. It's wrong, and you shouldn't steal and vandalize stuff, but I at least understand because most people's parents are nitwits, and they've raised nitwits, and now the nitwits are rising up and taking projectors and the ADA rails in a toilet.
Why on earth would you? Why? It makes
sense.
Absolutely no sense.
Makes total sense to me.
Oh, you kids. You're just
stupid parents have stupid kids.
No,
that's how it happens.
That's a fact.
That's what happens. That's it. So that's how it works. All right. Makes sense to me. It's your drive home on Ruskin and Zach, powered by Mr. Sparky here on ESPN Arkansas, streaming on hitthatline.com. Maybe that's a cynical view of the world, but that's also the way the world is. So, do what you want.
We are devolving as a society. And,
there's no doubt about that.
And TikTok is going to be the official documentation of that devolution. It's over, man. It's all over.
There's no doubt we're devolving. It used to be it was a big deal when there was a fight at a game in the stands.
Right.
And now it's just like normal. Like, oh, yeah, people are fighting. Like, that's not normal.
No.
To throw hands with another human being is not normal. That's not daily normal behavior.
It's dumb behavior.
You know what I mean? But now it's like, oh, yeah, they're fighting again.
Dodgers, Giants again.
Right, exactly. That is not normal behavior.
Know who we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And you wear the wrong hat at a Dodgers Giants game, you'll get killed in the parking lot.
Right.
They don't mess around over there.
Man.
What? All right. Well, not surprisingly, Give Me the Hogs Chuck has petered out today because the game is, kind of cruddy tomorrow. That's all right. We'll get them next week with Texas A&M.
Yeah,
That'll be exciting.
Yeah.
That'll be exciting. All right, I got some other stuff here. The Rolling Stone has...
do not do this. I will get triggered.
I know. That's why I'm doing it.
Okay.
Rolling Stone has redone the top 500 songs of all time. They last did it in 2004. They have updated it here in 2021, and they have done a terrible job with
Cite
this.
me an example,
with this.
Derek.
Well, I need to pull up the whole list here, but they have "Get Your Freak On" as the 9th greatest song ever made.
Is that Missy Elliott?
Yes, it is.
Where's Stairway to Heaven?
61st.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? Rolling Stone.
That's right.
How many Taylor Swift is on there?
Well, I don't know. I don't think she's in the top 50. The number 1 song of all time is "Respect" by Aretha Franklin. That's a fine choice. Probably not mine, but I can at least respect it because it's not a song,
Well,
no pun intended.
I mean, I get that.
It's not a song that was recorded 2 years ago.
I get respect. That's fine. Okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
You know what's funny is like Motown put out their top 100 songs of all time, and Respect was like 17th.
Yes. But here's an example, just scrolling through here on the top 50.
All right.
All Along the Watchtower is 40th.
That's
All Along the Watchtower,
Hendrix.
written by Bob Dylan, is far greater than the 40 greatest song of all time. Like, that's a strong contender for the top 20, maybe even the top 10.
Give me the top 5.
Okay, here's your top 5. I got to scroll all the way down here.
Respect.
Number 5 is "Smells Like Teen Spirit."
Okay. All right.
4 is "Like a Rolling Stone," Dylan.
Okay.
3 is "A Change Is Gonna Come" by Sam Cooke.
Okay.
2 is "Fight the Power" by Public Enemy. And number 1 is "Respect" by Aretha Franklin. Yeah. It's a joke, right?
All right, so give me 6 through 10, just for context. I want to see the
Number
what
6
those
is
5 songs just beat out.
Number 6 is "What's Going On," Marvin Gaye.
Okay, yeah, all right.
7 is "Strawberry Fields Forever,"
Yes.
the Beatles.
Okay, not my favorite Beatles song, but okay.
Number 8 is "Get Your Freak On" by Missy Elliott.
No.
Number 9 is "Dreams," Fleetwood Mac.
Okay.
10 is "Hey Ya" by Outkast. Right ahead of "God Only Knows" by the Beach Boys.
Oh God, please no. Don't. See.
Superstition, Stevie Wonder,
Stevie Wonder.
12th. That should be
That
like
should be
8.
should be like in the top 10.
I mean, good Lord. "Gimme Shelter," 13th.
Oh, my favorite song. Love "Gimme
13th.
Shelter."
Yeah.
That is. I want to know who the panel was that put these together, because there is absolutely no way anything by Missy Elliott should be in the top 10 all time.
Imagine 19th.
Oh my God.
Isn't Lil Nas X like the 500th pick?
Hold on. Let me go
Who
to
is-
number 500.
Who
It
is
was Old
Little-
Town Road. I think that's the song. That's
stop
the
it.
500th pick.
500th is Kanye West's "Stronger."
I'm done.
"Baby Love" by Diana Ross and the Supremes is 499.
Hey. What?
Yeah.
Where's "Baby Got Back" on there?
I don't know.
Vanilla Ice.
I'm
is he on
offended by this. "Poncho and Lefty," written by Townes Van Sant, made famous by Willie and Merle Haggard.
Right.
498. That is a top 100 song of all time. Full stop. It's one of the 5 greatest country songs of all time. "Poncho and Lefty." I mean, come on. I don't even want to know where "He Stopped Loving Her Today" is. "You're So Vain," 495th. Come on.
My God.
Come on. What are you doing?
Just out of curiosity, give me 16 to 20.
Okay.
Because when you look at like the top 20, they should all be kind of interchangeable. You can make a case for all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Give me. You can make a case for all of them moving up or down or anything like that. Give me 16.
Okay. Number 16 is "Crazy in Love" by Beyonce featuring Jay-Z. Ahead of "Bohemian Rhapsody" at 17.
God, are you kidding?
Oh, and Old Town Road was 490.
490. So "Poncho and Lefty" is behind "Old Town Road."
Excuse me.
Go bleep yourself. Not even close. Come on.
Excuse me.
Yes. Yes.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes. 17.
Which, by the way, anyone who has an expensive set of headphones will tell you that is the song you listen to find out the quality of your headphones, because it has everything. I mean, it has
Full sonic range.
It has everything, and it's behind what?
"Crazy in Love" by Beyonce featuring Jay-Z.
I am invalidating this list.
It's Rolling Stone.
I don't care.
"Purple Rain's 18th.
Purple Rain.
Yeah.
Again, not my favorite Prince song,
Yeah.
but definitely higher than whatever that thing was.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we should have revisited this list from 2004.
I think we should have just let the sleeping dog lie.
Yeah. I think so. I mean, come on. I mean, now, if you want to bring more modern songs to the front, number 29, Nothing But a G-Thing by Dr. Dre and Snoop. That could move up into the top 15, perhaps. I mean, that has some... You've got to have some staying power. The song has to be at least 20 years old to make this list.
I would think so, yeah. When did DQ, when did get your...
2001.
I know the
That's
song.
not even the ninth best song of 2001, much less of all time.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm offended by the Bohemian Rhapsody thing, and I'm...
Satisfaction, 31st.
Oh, good Lord. What's 21? What just missed the top 20?
21 is Billie Holiday, Strange Fruit from 1939.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah, okay, 22?
22 is Be My Baby by the Ronettes. Wall of Sound, Phil Spector.
I like that one.
I like that song a
like
lot.
That one. Okay.
But I think the best Wall of Sound song is You Lost That Love and Feeling.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Okay.
Yeah, Paul from Rogers wants to know if Chad Morris wrote that list.
Yeah, he must have consulted on
Mike
this.
from Mountain Home's got to go. Where's Bridge Over Troubled Water? Just curious.
Yeah. Well, they only sort these in the by 50. So if it's not in the top 50, which is insane.
Insane.
That's right. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
So let me look at 100 through 51.
Megan in Fort Smith sums it up best. This list is bull bleep.
Yeah. Let's see here. Bridge Over Troubled Water, 66.
5 spots below Stairway to Heaven.
That's right. Stairway to Heaven, 61st. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Missy Elliott, Work It, coming in at 56.
Yeah,
they love
she had
some
another
Missy
song.
Elliott in here.
She has multiple spots on this
No,
list.
she doesn't.
That's right.
And then here's a song from 2020 by Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce.
Invalid. It's too new.
It hasn't
How
even
can
been 12
something be
months.
great if it's so
No.
new? It's not possible.
No.
It's not possible. You can't do this. You have to have some distance to appreciate if it's great or not. At least a minimum 10 years.
Like they've got Smells Like Teen Spirit at what, 5?
Yeah, somewhere up
Something
there.
like-
6,
okay,
5.
that song changed music. I mean, that was the beginning of grunge. Okay, I got it.
Jolene comes in at 63. Dolly Parton.
Okay.
Written about a woman at the bank that she thought was trying to steal her husband, Carl Dean.
Was she?
No.
Oh.
And by the way, you wouldn't have wanted to cheat on Dolly because she's worth like $1 trillion now, and her and Carl have been married for like 50-something years.
Did Achy Breaky Heart make it?
It's not in the top 100, Zach. I can tell you that much.
Hey, here's a good question. Who's Missy Elliott? Great question.
That's a great question.
That's a great question.
Very good. Thank you. I'm not against newer songs, but there has to be some. You can't put a 2020 song in there. It's too new. Rocket Man 149. Feels low to me.
141 spots below Get Your Freak On
That's right.
by Missy Elliott.
Rocket Man! So I got a text here of someone explaining to me from the 870. It's always the 870.
It's always the 870.
That how cheering for the SEC is the smart play because you want Auburn to win. So then if you beat Auburn, it looks better. Here's my argument to all that. One, the SEC is never going to be thought of by anything other than the best conference in college football. Never. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who they win, who they lose. None of that matters. They're always going to be top because the SEC has a very close relationship with the most popular and prolific producer of college football games, ESPN. So they're always going to be the top draw. So you don't have to worry about perception. You don't have to worry about that because they're always going to be top of mind. And as far as you want your opponent to be good, if you run through an SEC schedule, you don't need to worry about how good your opponents are. You're going to get some big wins in there that are going to validate everything. You don't need to worry about what the other people do. So what I see this as is you don't believe your team can win every game, so you need a crutch. And the crutch is, I want to root for the other teams to make my team look better because I know my team can't win all their games. That's what it is. It's a crutch. Let's call it what it is. Let's put the cards on the table finally around here. It's a crutch because your team has shortcomings you're not willing to admit. They're not going to win every game. So you need help to look good. None of this comes up in college basketball around here anymore, by the way.
No.
You don't need help to look good because Musselman going to take you in the Elite Eight.
Nope.
You know?
Nobody's rooting for Kentucky in basketball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
I mean, it's the approach. We think this way, I think, in college baseball. We don't worry about what the opponents are doing. But, of course, Arkansas, goes 22-8 in the league, and it doesn't really matter.
You rooting for Vitello in baseball?
No, God, no. Of course not.
Why?
Because he's a jerk. I don't want him.
Hey.
Yeah, he sucks.
So why are you rooting for Saban?
He's a jerk. I don't like him either.
Okay.
And his D's nuts jokes. I don't want those.
Yeah.
Come on, that's inappropriate. So we got kids listening.
So let's keep this going. Your basketball team goes to the Elite Eight. You're not rooting for Kentucky.
No, God, no.
Okay.
No.
Your baseball
Not rooting for Alabama,
your
Nate
baseball
Oates.
team's real good. You're not rooting for Vitello.
No.
But you're going to root for other teams in your football conference. Why?
Because football's the one sport you can't go 11-1.
There it is.
Can't go 11-1. So you gotta have a crutch.
That's right.
All rooting for the conferences is a crutch. That's all it is. Let's put our cards on the table like adults. It's what it is.
It's just saying we're not good enough, but other people are.
Make me feel better about myself. Yep. Go beat Penn State. That's all it is. Yeah. In the SEC, you don't need help to get a strong schedule. You already have it. Okay? It's just that's the way it is. It's a number one all the way. You don't have to worry about this stuff about resumes and will the league be the best conference. The league's always going to be the best conference. They got the most players and almost the most money. Big Ten's got a little more, but they got the best TV deals with the prime slots on TV. None of that matters in football. It's all taken care of. All you got to do is go out and win your game. That's all you have to do.
You think Alabama's rooting for Auburn?
No.
You think LSU's rooting for A&M?
No. No one in Alabama that's a Tide fan is rooting for Auburn tomorrow night.
No.
Not a soul.
You think anybody at Florida's rooting for Georgia? Georgia's vice versa?
No. They hate each other.
Why?
Because they don't need the crutch.
Yes.
The Mississippi schools may need the crutch.
No. I don't think either Mississippi school's running around going, yeah, Bama, yeah.
Were they rooting for LSU out there at UCLA? I wasn't. I was rooting for Chip Kelly to kick their ass.
That's right.
And he did.
Yep.
That's what I was rooting for. This is rooting for the league deal. It's about money. You've got all the money. That's not a concern anymore. That is a thought process from a bygone era when the number one game in this conference was on Jefferson Pilot at 11:30 in the morning. That era is done. It's over with. You are top now. You're number one. You don't have to worry about this stuff anymore. If you win, none of it matters. It all takes care of itself.
It's not about money. It's about psychology. And we just broke it down for you. You don't do it in any other sport but football. Mm-hmm. It's the only sport where you get the SEC chance.
That's right.
You're not rooting for Mississippi State in baseball.
But I will say to this texter's point, they do bring up the good point that college football is the only beauty pageant sport we have. It's the only beauty contest. Everything is totally subjective. It's on pollsters. It's on the, the committee members on the playoff committee and all that. And that is a good point. But you're in the SEC. If you win 7-8 conference games, all that takes care of itself. You don't have to worry about how good your opponents were. You don't have to worry about that stuff. It all takes care of itself in the SEC. All right.
This podcast has been presented by BetOnline.